Hello and welcome to another segment of Getting Your Money's Worth, the show that focuses on value for your dollar. I'm Judith West, host, and our guests today are David Banks and John Gonzalez from Eagle Academy. David is the founding principal of Eagle Academy, and John is one of the students there. And following that first segment, our next guest is Gary Spina, author and teacher. Our topic today is a favorite one at Getting Your Money's Worth, education. And we're going to begin with Dr. Banks and John Gonzalez. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
David, Eagle Academy.
Yes.
For men?
Young men.
Young men in the Bronx. Give us a little bit of background about Eagle Academy.
Sure. The Eagle Academy is the first all-boys public high school in New York City in more than 30 years.
Really?
Yes.
And I want to stop 1 minute there. You say it's a public high school.
Yes.
But do you operate in the same structure as any other high school in New York City?
Absolutely. Fall within the same context where we're not a charter school.
You are not a charter school?
No, we're a regular public school. And since the days of Clinton High School in the Bronx or Boys High in Brooklyn,
Right.
We're the first all-boys public high school in many, many years.
And your boss is the Chancellor, Joe Klein, like any other school?
It's just like every other school.
So tell me something. Where did the idea spring from, and how did you convince the Chancellor, and I suppose the mayor, I don't know,
Absolutely.
to allow you to embark on this single-sex school?
The idea emanated really from a small group of gentlemen who are members of the 100 Black Men of New York, which is an organization of professional men, civic organization, men who want to give back to the community. 100 Black Men has been in existence in New York City for about 44 years. And this is their signature initiative. When they took a step back and really looked at some of the statistics that were impacting young men, particularly young men of color,
right.
Not only in this city but all around the country.
All around the country, right.
It's nothing less than a crisis.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
And I think we didn't have to convince the mayor or the chancellor. I
Right.
think that they recognized this crisis as well,
Right.
and provided their support in seeing that this would happen. But the 100 Black Men, working with other organizations as well, worked to create the school.
Okay, fine, I understand that. So you're under the same funding structure?
Yes, same.
Are your teachers part of the same teachers union?
Absolutely.
Oh, so okay. But you guys have a pretty achieving student body.
Yes.
Do you not?
Yes, we do.
So tell me something that flies in the face of what many of the records are in other public high schools.
Sure.
So we understand it's male, all male. Is that the single reason why your guys achieve better, that there's no girls as a distraction? John, is that why you do better? There aren't any girls around?
I guess in a sense, there's no distractions in that sense, as well as with the uniform. We're not worried about what we're wearing. Or
Is that your typical uniform, what you have on?
This is one of our uniforms. We have two.
So your tie has an eagle?
Yes, we have a couple ties as well. We have a tie for each grade in the school.
Each grade,
Yeah.
and you're a junior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me something. You miss the girls?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm getting my work done, and there's time for girls outside of school, so.
That's for sure. So, but aside from that,
Yes.
let's get real here.
Yeah.
Aside from the single sex, you must be doing something else differently.
There are a couple of things.
So, in the order of importance, tell us what is different about you and other public high schools in New York City.
In order of importance.
Aside from the male issue, from the sex issue,
First-
in order of importance to you.
First of all, you have to have a committed group of smart and dedicated teachers. That's first and foremost.
Well, how is it, isn't your teacher pool from the same union as every other pool in every other school?
It's from the same pool.
But?
I think people, the teachers who work for us and our support staff are all very, very clear about the mission of this school. They all have high expectations. It's a culture of high expectations.
So your
at the school.
teachers have bought into this no-fail mentality.
Yes.
They
yes.
believe in the kids.
Absolutely. It's not without its challenges, Judith, but that is
Okay.
certainly what everyone is working
Well,
toward.
listen, challenge is part of getting paid.
That's
I mean,
right.
You know,
That's right. But I'll tell you, I think one of the second things that we have that is very unique and which makes Eagle Academy different than any other school, not only in New York City, but around the country, is that we have mentors for almost all of our young men in the school.
So mentors, you mean you find people on the outside world and you hook them up?
Absolutely. Adult male mentors.
Mentors.
And we've said that mentoring is the key.
Right.
And we think that having professional men who come in, who these are men who are too busy to do this, but they recognize that this is a crisis and they have to give back. We have well over 200 men who are serving as mentors for the young men.
So let me ask you something. Do your kids come from fragmented families?
Many of our students come from single-parent families.
Okay, so do these mentors then kind of act as surrogate families for these kids?
In many respects, they do.
Right.
And for a lot of them, a lot of our young men come from a two-parent household. But you can never have enough mentors, Judith.
That's true.
Right? I know I had mom and dad home, and
Right.
and I had no shortage of other mentors in my life, and I'm sure you have as well.
I couldn't agree more.
One of the reasons why we have so many young men who want to come to Eagle Academy is besides the academic program and besides the mentoring, we have a trumpet academy, we have a basketball team, we have a debate club.
And you participate in intramural sports too.
Intramural sports. Our basketball team won the New York City championship in the B division this year.
Oh, good
which
for
was
you.
a start
Congratulations.
in our first year.
Congratulations.
But we have a chess club. We have a robotics team. There's no shortage of clubs and activities that we have to keep our young men
I
occupied.
want to ask you something. John, you like the school?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
very
you
much.
can't. You wouldn't dare say no, right?
Well, no, I mean, I definitely.
But
I
when
love
you
the school.
talk to friends of yours that aren't going to your school,
Right.
do you see a difference in how they talk about school, John?
Definitely a lot of people there's no excitement with them when it comes to school. It's just like, I went to school, and with Eagle it's different. We have so much to be excited about, so much to look forward to. It's
You look forward to going to school.
Definitely, because there's so
Well,
much
I hope
to do.
I hope our viewers out there are listening to this. This is what are you, 17?
I'm about to be 17 next
About to be
week.
17. There's a 17-year-old kid that looks forward to going to high school. That's a big compliment, David.
Thank you.
But if you guys are doing something and it's working,
Yes.
and it's the first time that we've done it in New York City, why aren't there more of you, for heaven's sakes?
There will be.
Oh, really?
Yes, there will be. We've met with the Chancellor and the Mayor's office as well, and we've expressed our interest with them about replicating Eagle Academy all around New York City. And we particularly want to go to the neighborhoods that are having the most challenges with young men.
Right, I want to ask you something, but now we don't have too much time left. Do boys learn differently than girls?
Yes, absolutely. Boys, and all the research shows that boys are more active, particularly at that age, than girls. So you have to engage boys in more kind of hands-on kinds of
But
projects and those things.
you keep these kids busy.
Yes.
For one thing, if they're in your school till 5:30 and 6 o'clock at night, they don't have too much time to be on the streets.
That's right, and you've got to minimize that idle time. We want them to be able to get their homework done, be engaged in these activities, go home, take a bath, go to bed, and come back the next day without any other wasted time that they can find trouble.
Well, it sounds good to me. We don't have too much time left. In the little bit of time we have left, John, when you say that you're excited to go to school, to me, I think that's the biggest compliment that could be said, especially
Right.
especially in today's high school world. You're a junior.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have college aspirations. You want to go. Your kids want to go to college, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we're sending a busload of students to a college tour all the next week. For the spring break, they'll be visiting
you.
colleges all around the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. Well, for our viewers out there who wonder what's happening to high schools and where are our achievement rates going, it's a pleasure to have you guys as guests and really to end this this segment on a positive note. A 17-year-old, almost to be 17-year-old, that can't wait to get to school, and busloads of kids. Your kids behave themselves, right?
Very much so. Absolutely.
Okay, well, sounds good to me. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming. And please, will you let us know when the second school opens?
Absolutely.
We want to have a redo of the show at the second school.
And if I could leave a number, if anyone wants to be in contact
Sure,
with the
go
school,
right ahead. Yeah.
they can reach out to us at the Eagle Academy at 718
718
410
410
4208.
4208. Well, and I have to tell you something. We're going to send a copy of this DVD to the Chancellor.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys, very much for coming.